So you're back for part 2 of snakes. Not snakes in the grass, not snakes on the plane, not analog snakes, but digital snakes. Wanna learn something today? Do you? Really? Let's go. Welcome to Midweek Service provided by the Church Sound Podcast. This is our version of tech news with your host, Prentiss Thompson. Have you ever wondered, how do I mic a drum set, or what about getting audio to my live stream? We're here for you. This is tech news, new product reviews, and everything you need to know about what you need to know. Welcome to Midweek Service.
You're gonna learn today.
Welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast, Midweek Service. I'm your humble host, Mr. Prentiss Thompson. What we do every week is provide audio tips, training, product reviews, and anything you need to know about what you need to know when it comes to AV at your church, to get better sound quality at your church, better visual quality at your church. And sometimes the terminology that sometimes we as professionals assume that the volunteers know and understand. So we're here for that. We're here to break it down to you. So last week we went over analog snakes. Now, you all know the analog snake, what it's built for, and we'll kind of recap that. It's basically to bring something on stage, which is at a distance, to the mixed position. Digital snakes do the same thing, but instead of using copper or a stage box that is centered around the actual XLR inputs, this is centered around the digital. So it's what we call audio over IP. This is on a Cat 5, Cat 6 cable. So it's one cable, not one huge snake, one cable, and it's the same premise as the analog snake, meaning that I have multiple inputs on stage and I have one connection to the mixed position. Now, your digital snakes normally will connect to a digital mixer. That's the brilliance of it. And secondly, your digital snakes is normally connected through a protocol provided by the manufacturer. What do I mean by that? Say, for instance, you're using a digital Allen and Heath console. Your snake will be made by Allen and Heath because it's the Allen and Heath protocol. Presonus, same thing. Behringer, same thing. Midas, same thing. All these things are very similar in that regard because you're looking at a protocol provided by the manufacturer. Now, there are third-party snakes that you can get, but we're going to talk about this when it comes to the manufacturer, and I'll dive into a little bit of the third-party scenario. The premise is the same, meaning that you have to count the amount of inputs that you really need at a distance. If you need 24 inputs, then you have a 24 input snake. If you need 16, you have a 16 input snake. And usually on these digital snakes, you have a wider return ratio, meaning that you'll have 16 input, 8 returns, 24 inputs, 16 returns, which is great if you're doing a lot of inputs and outputs. This is amazing that it's all on one cable. It's all on one cable. So make sure that you count the cost for that. Now, the cost factor is much more expensive than an analog snake. Say a 50-foot analog snake, 24 inputs. That's probably going to run you about $300. A digital snake's going to run you at least $1,000. But it goes along with your digital mixer if you made the investment into a digital mixer. Now, if you have an analog mixer, would you need a digital snake? Probably not. Just get yourself an analog snake and keep it moving. But if you have a digital mixer, it allows you to have a digital snake. Here's the other side of having a digital snake, is the personal monitor mixing. Now, usually manufacturers have a system whereby they utilize another protocol over IP, which is audio over IP through Cat5 or Cat6 cable that'll allow you to daisy chain personal monitor mixes. What do I mean by that? They have these boxes called personal monitor mixes, and they're connected from each person. So this way, instead of having stage wedges, now I have each musician can control their own mix, meaning that they have right there on the front panel, bass, kick, snare, vocalists, things of that nature. They can control their own mix, and it's their own protocol. There are third-party personal monitor mixes. We'll get into that later, but let's just talk about the ones that kind of come with the manufacturer. Allen Heath has one, Behringer has one. It's all built in, so it's like an ecosystem. Get it all together. This is the beauty of it. The convenience of having something that you know will work comes from one manufacturer. It's not coming from several sources, right? So your digital mixer, audio over IP, great thing. Make sure you have good cable. Don't get the cheap stuff. Get yourself some good cable with some really good connectors. Now, connectors are a whole other thing. You want to make sure you get some really good, solid connectors that will protect you from any interference or distortion. There you have it. Digital snakes. It say snakes, right? Yeah, I did. Hey, if you're enjoying this, make sure you do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, and do it. Let's do it how I always say. I will see you, and you too, in the Matrix.